Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to UndergroundWellness.com. We're at Casa de Krista in Encinitas with my main woman, Krista Orecchio of The Whole Journey. Krista, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Stoked to be here.
I
live here.
You're gonna tell you do live here. You're gonna tell us all about like the top 5 foods to protect our brains. We've been on this brain topic for about a month now. Did a show a couple of days ago with Dr. Datis Karassian, who's the author of Why Isn't My Brain Working, which everybody out there needs to read. I got Jim Quick coming on the radio show next Monday to talk about 7 ways to like build up our brain power. So let's tackle food today. What do you want to show us?
Yeah, let's talk about food as medicine to build and protect the brain. Okay, we all know about turmeric. Turmeric is probably the single best food to protect the brain. I could not love it anymore.
Hey, check this out, all right?
Food is medicine.
I've always wondered this, right?
Yeah.
There's an R in there.
Yeah.
Is it turmeric or is it turmeric?
I don't know. I always say turmeric. I think the R is silent, but I could be wrong.
Okay, cool. All right.
What do you say?
I always say turmeric.
You say turmeric?
Yeah, I like to sound the words out. I don't like to drop R's out of words. But anyway, go ahead.
I also say stevia, and I know it's pronounced stevia. I remember that on.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so turmeric, is one of the best things to protect your brain. And the National Institute of Health, there's a researcher. She spent 5 years of her life talking about and studying how curcumin, the main antioxidant component in turmeric, can protect your brain health. So I love this. I like to juice it and have it fresh, and we're gonna make a turmeric ginger lemonade at some point soon.
Yes, we are for the Real Food Con video series that you guys can get for free when you sign up for Real Food Con. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it's the most popular recipe on our website in terms of beverages. It's awesome. So yeah, turmeric will help you live longer, and it will help protect your brain. It's an indirect antioxidant, which I'll tell you in that video of why the difference between direct and indirect antioxidants. So I would say try to get this in almost every single day, and just think about it when you're cooking. And here's a tip, is that if you're going to be cooking something and you heat up the oil, put the spice in first. Don't cook your food and then put the spice in. If you can heat the spice in the oil, you release all the nutritive properties of it. All right, number 2, we talk about, till we're blue in the face, we talk about coconut oil, right? But it's amazing, so amazing. And the latest research, when I did the keynote for the Alzheimer's Association, so I really was studying that, came out about how coconut oil provides an alternative fuel source for the brain to reverse the symptoms of Alzheimer's and to protect the brain from damage by providing that alternative fuel source, because what is it? What is Alzheimer's? It's
type 3 diabetes. You talked about that maybe 2 weeks ago on the show.
Yeah.
What was it? When insulin levels are like chronically high because of poor blood sugar, it keeps the brain from clearing out amyloid plaque, which is associated with Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, I'm kind of smart sometimes.
Yeah, kind of smart.
Yeah, once in a while.
Thank you for that tidbit. Yeah, and so, I mean, Alzheimer's is starting usually 10, 20 years. You're getting that diabetes of the brain before it even happens. And so getting this in your diet now is the best prevention. But it has to be organic, has to be unrefined, it has to be extra virgin. And I order mine online from Premier Research Labs. Mountain Rose is a really good one. The quality is everything. So coconut oil, fantastic. And then this is not a food, but I gotta tell you about ashwagandha. You know, it's an adaptogen. So I use this in my practice all the time. Ashwagandha is an herb that comes from India, and the literal translation means the strength of 10,000 horses. So it's going to adapt for stress hormones. Stress causes oxidative stress.
I know all about it.
And then all of a sudden the brain gets too excited, brain cells die. We want to protect ourselves from getting too high with cortisol.
Yeah.
So using ashwagandha, this study says that I just found that using ashwagandha for 5 days is as effective as the benzos, is as effective as lorazepam or Ativan. And so you want to use the natural things to calm the emotions and to soothe the brain, because then you're bringing balance to the system instead of just kind of shutting it down.
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I take this one and this one. I've taken it every day for the last 3 years. That's in Protandim, both of these. Yeah, yeah. People ask me, like, do you still support Protandim? I still take it every day. Those two are both in it, protecting my brain. And I cook in that as, I guess so. I cook in coconut oil all the time. Continue, I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so all right, you got that covered. I don't know, I've eaten with you plenty of times. We tried bone marrow once.
Oh, it was the worst thing ever.
It was disgusting, it was slimy.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Okay, but what about liver?
I like liver. Yeah, I have liver at least once a week. Yeah.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah,
Out?
that's how I stay so manly. No, I cook it. I get it from US Wellness Meats, or they have some that you can get at Whole Foods. There's these little tiny ones. But yeah, it's good. I've liked liver. I'll just tell you a quick little story. We used to get, when I was a little kid, my dad would take us to KFC to get liver. They used to actually make it there.
Really?
Yeah, and so like when I was a little guy, I was exposed to liver and I liked it. It was like all fried and breaded and whatnot, but I liked it. And so I can throw down with some liver. It's good.
I cannot believe that KFC used to sell liver.
Yeah, not a plug for KFC at all, but you know.
Yeah, thank you.
They introduced me to liver. Thank you, kind of, okay.
Organ meats, I mean, they're one of the single best foods for the brain because they boost mitochondria production. You know, the powerhouse of the cell, help us with ATP, and especially when you're thinking about things like MS, you know, having organ meats, MS, you have less mitochondria production. And there's a great TED talk called Minding Your Mitochondria. Have you seen that?
With Dr. Terry Walls.
Dr. Terry
Yeah,
Walls.
I love Terry.
Yeah, it's so inspirational about how to boost mitochondria in the brain, how to protect your myelin sheath, really important. So you eat liver, that's cool. A lot of people aren't going to eat liver, and I forgot to pull out, if you're not going to eat it, I just take it in pill form.
Okay.
So you can, Radiant Life, it has to be high quality, desiccated liver, grass fed. So if that sounds gross to you, I don't like having a bloody liver in my kitchen, so I'd rather take the liver
like
pills.
a bloody liver. Hey, and at Real Food Con, Sarah Pope does a whole presentation called Eat Your Organ Meats, all about liver and heart and what's it called? The sweetbread and all that stuff. So be sure you check that out. Liver is amazing. One thing about organ meats, like people get turned off by them, but they're real food and they're actually pretty cheap because most people don't want them. So the stores will sell them for a really reduced price. So just a thought. Anything else?
Yeah, number 5 is missing, but we can show it. Gelatin.
Gelatin.
Gelatin is
like
a
Jell-O?
superfood for the brain. Yeah, but this has to be high quality. I'm not saying necessarily eat Jell-O unless you use a grass-fed beef gelatin. The one I use is from Argentinian grass-fed beef cows.
Okay, what's that called?
It's called Great Lakes.
Right.
Yes, it's the green one because it's hydrolyzed, so it's going to help you build collagen. It's going to help protect the brain. And it is the highest food in amino acid glycine. So as the whole journey, we run a lot of brain chemistry panels, and if somebody's low in glycine, that's their coping marker. Usually they've been through something traumatic, and I say, hey, if one more thing happens, you might not have the wherewithal to be able to handle it. And we use glycine to calm and soothe the system to help them rebuild their stores. So you can quell anxiety, you can quell if you have insomnia and things like that. Glycine is one of the best foods. Balance your brain chemistry, heals the gut, will help you with leaky gut, and usable form of protein. That's
huge. All right, Great Lakes Gelatin. I'll put a picture or a link to it somewhere around here. That's it, huh?
I mean, there's a lot more. Iodine, super important for preventing breast cancer and prostate cancer as well. Omega-3 fatty acids, which I know you talk about a ton, but that's key to protect your brain. That's key to protect the myelin sheath, the wiring inside there, if you think mitochondria and the myelin sheath.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But these right
lots of
here,
foods out there.
These right here are a really good start for you guys. October 20th, you're like leading off Real Food Con.
Leading the charge. We're going to heal the thyroid. It's going to be fun.
So make sure you go to realfoodcon.com and sign up for that. We pre-launch on October 14th. You'll get a series of free videos with George Bryan and Camille Maccaries and Amy from Paleo Cupboard, as well as Krista Recchio. It's going to be awesome. You've got an online program that you're launching pretty soon as well. Talk about that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This has been my labor of love for the last year. It's basically all 8 years of my clinical and holistic practice all in one place. It feels like my legacy. So it's a 3-month nutrition e-course to teach people how to heal from the root cause, use food as medicine, and we break it down, and it takes 3 months to go through, and we give you action items every week that really build off of each other.
And where can they learn more about that?
Cooking, all kinds of stuff.
Where can they learn more about that?
If you go to thewholejourneyonline.com, you can sign up, and we'll send you a whole bunch of great information, and I do a whole free video training series so you can decide if it's right for you.
I remember like a year ago when we first met, you were talking about doing that. Congrats on getting it done.
Thank you.
She's a doer. She does not mess around. Thanks so much. Go to thewholejourney.com, also realfoodcon.com, and stay tuned. Actually, join us next Friday for another video on undergroundwellness.com. Peace. Okay, cool. Nice.
All right, good.
Good work, good work, good work.
Good, good, good.
All right, so now